Over these past few weeks, I think many of us have been somewhat occupied with watching the latest reports of the ongoing spread of the COVID-19 virus. What we have been witnessing in our country and around the world is something that no one hearing my voice has ever experienced before. But it's not the first for human history. In the book of Ecclesiastes, we hear how there is nothing new under the sun, and that there is a time for everything. What sort of time is this? We have no sports to watch. The stock market has dropped to at a record pace. Most businesses have closed their doors. Hospitals are overwhelmed. And now here we are live streaming the holy sacrifice of the Mass with empty pews. It would seem to be the most desperate and challenging of the time. And in many ways it is. But I would suggest that what we are experiencing is a unique time of grace. With all that is going on, and with all that has been stripped away from our routine, we are left without our common distractions, without our usual practices, and from all that we have taken for granted. What are we left with? That is what I wish to talk about today. I mentioned Ecclesiastes and how there is nothing new under the sun. What it also says is, I have seen everything that is done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and a chasing after the wind. Now, while this may seem to be a rather pessimistic way of looking at life, it certainly provides us with a sobering dose of reality. All things material will pass away. That is the very nature of this mortal life. But we are not just material beings. We are also, and I would say more importantly, we are eternal spiritual beings. And so this truth allows us to look at our life and our current circumstance with an eternal perspective. There are many unanswered questions right now, like, when will this end? When will I be able to return to my normal life? And these are questions that we currently do not have the answers for. Or do we? When I was in the seminary preparing for the diaconate, a saying was coined among my classmates, and it was, when you don't know the answer is always Jesus. That, my friends, is the answer to our current dilemma. And it is the answer to life itself. The gospel reading, it tells us of how Lazarus died and was laid in the tomb for 4 days. And how Martha said to Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. You see, Martha, in her grief, failed to realize that Jesus is the definitive answer to death, and that time and distance is no barrier to our Lord. The gravity of the moment has a way of blurring our perception, and as a result, we cannot see past our sorrow or see past our anxiety or our fears. But there is nothing material in this world that is intended to last forever. And to whatever degree we cling to what is destined to pass away is the degree to which our sorrow, our anxiety, and our fear will cling to us. I want to repeat that. To whatever degree we cling to what is destined to pass away is the degree to which our sorrow, our anxiety, and our fear will cling to us. So this is not to diminish what everyone is going through right now, especially those who are suffering the effects of the virus. So we certainly have to do all that we can, and we have to take the virus and the necessary precautions very seriously. But this virus and this perilous time will pass away. And what will remain and what will continue to be the answer in every season, at every time, is Jesus. In the next 2 weeks, we have the opportunity and the privilege to take up our personal crosses and to unite our sufferings with that of our Lord, and then to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus at Easter. And so no matter what happens in the coming days, whether we are together or apart, we will all still celebrate as a resurrection people. And nothing, be it the coronavirus or even the end of the world, will change that. The substance of our life does not consist of sporting events or large stock portfolios or of any of the other things that occupy and distract us. Jesus is giving us a grace, an opportunity to fast from all those things that have cluttered our life. And Jesus desires that we hunger and thirst for him in an even greater way, so that when we are able once again to gather as one people, we will do so with a renewed hunger for the body, blood, soul, and divinity of our Lord Jesus Christ, the one who is the answer to everything. May the world turn to Jesus, and may God have mercy on us all.